but he cannot be your standard. Paul was able to say, follow me. The moment I stop following Christ, stop following me. Is what it's saying. If I can't demonstrate what I teach you, don't follow me. The problem with the average believer is we are following a system that does not look anything like our Father. It looks nothing like his systems, like his ways. And we readily follow it blindly because we think that this is the only dimension that we can live on. The Bible said there arose another king. They didn't know the people. And they decided to institutionalize a system that would hold them captive because they were afraid of the people. When God delivered the children of Israel, and I'm jumping ahead, and they enter into Canaan, they entered into it by testing the waters. They sent 12 spies. The spies came back. 10 of them interpreted their surroundings based on their value system that they had learned and that was architected and constructed by Babylon. I'm floating a couple of balloons. I'm coming back to get it. It was constructed by another system. And when they interpreted the possibilities of them living in another system that offered them freedom, liberty, and opportunities for success and prosperity and abundance, their corrupted minds caused them to misinterpret an environment that God had assigned for them to prosper in. And they saw only problems associated with their new liberty, because there was nothing in the new system that looked anything like the system that they came from. Why? Because the system that they came from provided their food, provided their clothing, provided their when they were going to wake up, where they were going to eat, where they were going to live, and they did not have to think. They did not have to solve problems. All they had to do is work. And the system that they came out of was skills-based. It did not require the interaction of their intellectual property. They had no problem-solving skills. Therefore, when they saw the challenge was that there were some problems in the land. Therefore, this cannot be God. The 10 spies interacted with their circumstances from a belief system that had been constructed by their oppressors. I'm going to say it again. They interacted with their environment based on a belief system that had been constructed by their oppressors. But there were two that had another spirit. And the two that had another spirit reported, we see things differently. And from where we stand, we are well able. And if we could just cross our transition in the wilderness, it looks as if it will only take God 2.5 weeks to reconstruct our thought processes. And once we get there with a reconstructed thought processes, the enemy is no big deal. Because if they let 12 of us in, and let us take their stuff and leave. And their entire military could not stop us. Imagine if the whole 2 million of us went in. Let me back up. They're stronger than us. Stronger intellectually. Stronger physically. Stronger emotionally. Stronger mentally. If we can just impress upon them that they are not who they think they are, then we can control their destiny and we can underwrite our economy. Let me tell you something. When you don't know who you are, and when you allow people and circumstances to constantly tell you who you are and what you are not, you're a slave. Look at the book of Romans, chapter 6, and let's examine that biblically. We want to download that biblically. Romans, chapter 6. Look at verse number 16. Don't you know that when you offer yourself to someone to obey him as slaves, you are slaves to the one whom you obey? Now, I'm not going to use that as an interpretation, but more of an application. Let me tell you something. All of us are going to be a slave. The issue is whether you're going to be a free slave or a bound one. To whomever you offer yourself to, that's who you're a slave to. Now let's just take the religiosity out of this and just let's examine your life. Let me ask you, what has control over you? Before I deal with whom, what is it that controls your day? Some people are lazy. They spend all their life with wishful or wistful thinking. If only this, and if only that. And they live an if then. If this hadn't happened to me, then I would have. If I had not done this, then this would have happened. Wishful thinking. When I get another degree, when I lose weight, let me tell you what happens. We spend our entire lives justifying our excuses for not being successful. God not only created man to be successful, he created mankind successful. Therefore, we are successful because our nature is success. In other words, God created you and you are success personified. He didn't make you inferior. He made you perfectly. And he built you, and everything about you, your nose, your eyes, the color of your skin, your height, your hair, the texture of your hair, the size of your ears, your body shape, your frame, everything is purpose built